And now I want to show you the Magic Studio, which is one of the newest features in Canva and honestly just my favourite. You can do so many cool things with it. So we're going to start off with the background remover tool. If we select a picture, any image you like, tap on it, click edit photo, then we're going to choose BG remover, which stands for background remover. Tap the button and literally in seconds you can see the background has been removed from the photo. You could now save that as a transparent PNG and it wouldn't have a background. Also, another thing that you could do, I'm just going to go back, another cool way that you could use this tool, you can first of all duplicate this image. I'm just going to lay it back on top of itself and now I'm going to select the top one, edit photo, I'm going to remove the background just on the top picture. Just waiting for that to work its magic. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is add in some text into the middle layer, just for like a really cool dimensional effect. I'm just going to show you how that works. Let's make that loads bigger. I'm doing this very rough, by the way. So now, once you've got your text in place, we can select, position, and then we're just going to pop it behind the first layer. Come on. And there we go. So now you can see the text is behind the lady, which I think is like a really cool effect. I'm just going to jump onto the next tool, which is the Magic Eraser. So again, this is a super cool feature which lets you basically rub out parts of the image that you don't want. So if we select Magic Eraser, and I'm just going to get rid of this candle here, so you can change the size of the brush, let's make it a little bit bigger, and then you literally just want to draw over the part you want to remove. And let's see how this looks. Sometimes you have to do it a few times to kind of make it look better, but I feel like that's good. And then you just want to click edit. And now you can see the candle has been removed. And now the next tool is Magic Expand. So say you had an image and it kind of cuts off. Say we wanted this to be like a full square, for example. You can actually extend the background, which is super cool. So again, tap on the image, edit picture. That'll bring Magic Studio up. And then we want to click Magic Expand, and then you can choose to have the background expanded to the whole page or to like a square ratio. So we're going to go with square, expand, and that's just going to drag out the background for you to make a nice square shape. And there we go. So we've got a perfect square with the background all filled in. Amazing. The next tool is the Magic Edit. So this basically lets you swap out parts of an image for different items. So I've chosen this picture here. We're going to select Magic Edit. And I'm just going to change these bits of paper in a hand. I'm going to change those for flowers. So I'm just going to make the size of the brush a bit bigger. And then again, you just want to draw right over the top. Doesn't have to be too neat. And then we want to describe what we want to put in. So I'm going to put a bunch of white roses and hit the generate. And there we go. So it's given us a couple of different options. Say we want to go with this one. Done. And there you have it. We've swapped out the paper for flowers. And now the Magic Grab, this is another super cool feature. So again, tap the image, edit photo, select Magic Grab. And this is going to basically let you grab parts of the picture and move it out of the image. Like, how insane is that? So we can just leave her here. So now she's completely separated from the background. That is now two completely separate elements. So you can move her back if you want. We can move her down. We can completely delete that. The next one is the grab text. Now I do find this one a little bit temperamental. Doesn't work too great with certain fonts, but I'm just going to show you on this image how it would basically work. So you want to get back to your Magic Studio, select grab text, and this basically lets you replace any text that's inside an image. You can change the font, you can change what it actually says. It basically brings the text onto a different layer for you. So if you can see now here, all the text is on its own complete separate layer. So you can move them off, move them around. You can change what it says. Let's go. You can delete parts. I just feel like it's such a cool feature, but it does need a little bit of work. And then the last thing I want to show you is the different photo filters and effects you can use on the images. So again, start by clicking the image you want to change, edit photo, and if you come down to the bottom, you can see the different effects. So you have different shadows. You've got a glow, you've got like a drop shadow. You can use an autofocus tool, which here we're going to blur the background and make the lady super in focus. See how that looks. And we can also use the blur tool. So say you want to blur out just parts of the image. You just rub your brush over. And that will just blur that out even more for you. And you also have in here duotone. So you can kind of make a really cool Art Deco effect. Let's go for this. So yeah, there's loads of different things you can play around with in here. And then you also have a ton of different filters. So if you select See All, that will bring them all up. And they're divided into kind of warm, natural, cool. So you can see how a few of these look. You can also change the intensity of the filters.